Whiteboard's already in this one. What's going on? So there are multiple ways you can get paid to operate an independent living home. Most people only talk about one of them. Tonight, I'm going to talk about the different ways that have worked for me and how you can hopefully use them to, start your own independent living home and start getting paid to help people that are in need. So I also have Alyssa here with me, who is going to be monitoring the screen in case anybody has any questions. So feel free to chime in and jump in as well. I'm gonna try to focus and not get distracted on things that actually have worked. Dive into the different methods, the different ways I've been getting paid for the last 4 years. So bear with me. I think it will be impactful and meaningful. And if you see me looking over here, it's because I have my phone right here, laptop right here. Cool. One of the number one things that I see with most beginners when they're first getting started is they try to adapt and house everybody at one time, especially people who are paying from income from their job. Doing that is going to set you up for failure because unfortunately, we're in 2026 now. Happy New Year to everybody. Jobs are fluctuating like crazy. So you want to make sure that you are on the side of guaranteed income, which is going to be focusing on individuals who are either paying from SSI or SSDI, so their Social Security check, disability check, or individuals who have organizations that are paying for them while the organization is covering the case management services, assisting with ADLs, life skills, etc. So let's dive into that. And I have my outline over here as well. Alyssa, how are we doing? Amazing. Cool. All right. So next is, I always have to share. People ask how I got started. So I got started back in 2021 after re-giving my life to Christ. I have a master's degree in exercise science with an emphasis in strength and conditioning. So I thought I was going to be the top-notch fitness trainer. I'm talking Ashton Hall who, it was gonna be me. So I would be downtown at the park downtown here in Tampa. I would be training people at a local park early in the mornings, and I actually saw people who were coming out of shelters and staying at the park overnight, and started having conversations with them. And I'm thankful and blessed that throughout my life I've never had to experience homelessness or have any addictive traits. But growing up, every time there was like a homeless person, it was like, ooh, like they're alcoholic or they're addicted to drugs, or it was just like a negative connotation. And after speaking to these people, I was like, man, these are good, regular people, everyday people. Had good conversation with them. They just fell on hard times. And, as I was doing my walks for prayer, I was looking for God, like, man, I'd love to find a way to where I can start to build wealth for myself, but also help people at the same time, because that's what I truly like doing. It brings me joy. And those two things, this business model, it just merged right in the middle. You start to build wealth for yourself. You're helping people at the same time. I always tell people the income is great that you can generate, but the peace that I get sleeping at night from the stories that I hear from people, the thank yous that I get from the residents and things like that, that's what truly, fulfills me and keeps me going. So that's what we push for. Welcome in everybody as well. If you are tuning in, we're on YouTube over here, and then I have TikTok going right here. So if you see me looking both ways, both of you guys have my attention. And then I have my lovely girlfriend, Alyssa, who is monitoring the chat in case any questions come in. So feel free to drop any questions that you may have. So that's kind of why I got started. Again, it was in 2021. Today, I have 8 locations here in Tampa, Florida. I've housed hundreds of people. We've had people who were able to transition into permanent housing after being on a wait list for over a year. We have people who have gone from like a shared room at one of my locations to a private rooms. We have some people who are still with us because they're like, hey, I just really like the impact. I like being a part of a family and things of that nature. And in the past few years, I've been helping other people get started in this business as well. So I've coached people and helped them open up homes across the US, which is why I feel comfortable and confident sharing things like this, because it's not just Florida experience, it's experience I have with connecting with organizations outside of, outside of Florida, and also landlord partners outside of Florida. We are in Tampa, Florida. Also, I guess a side note for the 9-to-5ers out there, doing this gave me the freedom to leave my 9-to-5 job. So if that's what you're looking to do, I can't guarantee you that, but there's a way to make it happen. So
we have clients in Georgia too, right?
We do have clients in Georgia as well. Yeah. So we have Simi in Atlanta. She's killing it. She was one of the first clients I worked with over a year and a half ago. So I think she's at 13 locations. Yeah, was it? Yeah. You met her in person when we went to go visit.
It was a lot of days.
It was a long day. All right, cool. So I am going to, I need a marker.
Choppy Glow says, I just started, I'm an RN and co-founder is a social worker. I am also an RN.
Let's go. Choppy Glow, congratulations. Yeah, Alyssa is also an RN. Congratulations on getting your setup going. Wishing you all the best on that journey.
Do you have clients in Arizona?
Huh?
Clients in Arizona too?
Yep, we have people inside of the community. The different ways that you can work with me currently, we have the housing department community, which I give you my 8-step blueprint to get started in this business. You get to connect with other like-minded individuals doing the same thing as you. And then you also have access to live support. We do weekly calls every single week, and you can DM, chat me, or post in the community for real-time feedback. But instead of sitting through, a 3-hour webinar or masterclass or something like that, I have each step broken down in bite-sized 3 to 5 minute videos. That way you're able to do what you need to do. The other way is for individuals who are looking to accelerate their process. We have an accelerator program to where me and my team come in and do more of a hands-on approach. So we set up all of your digital presence package. We then come in and handle your email marketing on your behalf. We find all the top-notch organizations in your area. We'll reach out to them. We'll schedule introduction Zoom calls with them, which I will be joining you with on them so you can hear how I pitch the organizations as your real estate acquisitions team member. And then after that, we also help with the landlord finder. So we'll do landlord locator for you. We'll find a landlord partner. We'll pitch the landlord for you and work with you all the way up until your home is filled. So those are the 2 different ways, but let's dive into the different ways that someone can get paid. Well, let me dive in first, and then we can go back to the questions. Can you hand me a marker, please? We're getting the marker. In the meantime, I will answer the questions. Congratulations. Good evening. Thank you. What's up, Jewel James? That's the part I'm waiting for, to walk away from the 9-to-5. Let's go. You got this. Mona Lisa, what's up? How do people in high-cost cities manage to have any cash flow? Maybe I'm missing something. Yeah, everywhere is gonna be a little bit different on like bed prices. What I'm seeing right now across the US is a bed in a shared room. So usually it's 2 people per room. A bed in a shared room is going anywhere between $600 to $800 a month, where a private room is going between $800 to $1,000 a month. That does not include your major metropolitan cities, which is what I think you're referring to, 50, not 50. So that can be California, New York, Miami, some more northern states as well. If your rental prices are going to be higher, then your bed prices are also going to be higher. That's how you're able to still get profitability. Generally, these can generate more profit. Well, not generally. They always generate more profit than a traditional rental. And it gives you more flexibility and freedom. I'll tell you, there's 2 sides of this to where I think it makes sense right now. Anytime you're looking to start a business, the goal is to find a big problem and solve it. That's how you have a successful business. Right now, housing is one of the biggest problems in the United States. If you look up your news, take a walk down your downtown area. There's not enough housing options for people that are in need at this time. So much so that I've been having conversations with different counties in the Florida area who are concerned with the way the government's going, that more permanent solutions like Section 8 and HUD-VASH vouchers and things of that nature may not be around for much longer. So they're looking into open up more shared living environments as well. And there's a lot of pilots going on. So this is the perfect time to get into this business model because it's what's needed. So anytime you're in business, you're in the right place if you are solving a problem. Cool. Well, thank you for the marker, Alyssa. Everyone might be on the opposite side. Let's see. Test. You have the eraser too? All right, so they can see that. TikTok, I have to flip. Oh, I flipped the camera. I just need to not mirror. Awesome. All right. And then, sorry, can you grab the eraser too, please? All right, so we are going to go over the 5 different ways that you can get paid as an independent living home operator. So the first one, and excuse my bad handwriting, everyone can see the whiteboard, we're good to go there. So the first one is, we'll say, residents pay directly. Okay. I don't have the best handwriting, I know, but it's okay. Residents paying directly is going to be number 1. All right, so this can include primarily Social Security and disability. Now, I know there are people who are like, man, how does that work? Where does the Social Security and disability go? It is a guaranteed check that has not ran into any issues, that individuals who qualify usually get on the 1st of the month or the 3rd of the month. There's very few of them that get on like the 3rd Wednesday of the month, but it comes into their bank account every single month, no issues. Now, when it comes to why this is a good option for you of clients to work with, is because, like I said, it's guaranteed versus someone who's getting income from their job. They may have, jobs fluctuate, unfortunately. If they run into issues with their job, they're looking at you, you're looking at them. You have to make a decision on if you're going to focus on the business or go with your heart, and give them a chance to get another job, which then, could take some time to locate another job. Then they got to go through interviews. Then they have to go through a training process, and it can be another 30 days later until they are employed. So that's why we focus on individuals who either have SSI or SSDI, and there's different ways that you can check to make sure that that income is actually verified as well. All right. Now, what if with SSI and SSDI, people are always like, all right, well, what if, they may have the money, but what if they don't pay, or what if they run into issues? So that's why we have the different options that come into play as well. The second thing is, are you laughing at my handwriting? The second thing is going to be family members. All right. It's all fun and games to write on the board until I got to look at my handwriting on here. It's not the best, but we're rocking with it. So their family members can be what's called a representative payee for the individual. So instead of their Social Security check coming into their personal bank account, it would then go to the Social Security check goes to a family member. That family member pays their rent, then pays their phone bill, pays their insurance, and then gives them whatever is remaining as like their cash balance. But it's a way that one form of way that you can guarantee that money's coming to you if you have a concern of the individual managing those funds themselves, right? So a family member being a form of a representative payee, which is like a a money manager. Things you want to look for if you are going to do that is you want to make sure that the family member you have that is going to be managing their funds, have them co-sign on your license agreement or your housing agreement, whatever you call it. You want to make sure that you're getting a co-sign on it. Set up reoccurring payments, and then everything needs to be in writing. So if you guys agree, like, hey, the check comes in on the first, this person, usually the family member, works all day on the first, they're like, hey, I can do it in the evenings at 7 p.m. Document all of that, have it in writing, and then send a copy over to both parties so everyone is on the same page. Cool. We got questions that I should pause and answer?
Many.
What we got?
Estimated startup costs and range of profit.
Estimated startup cost is going to be dependent mostly on, what's up, Caribbean girl, on where you are located. So the property is the biggest expense. If you're looking to rent, we could just use rough numbers. Let's say a property is $2,500. Most landlords are going to want first month's rent and security deposit, unless, everybody say, unless you negotiate. Thank you. You negotiate with them to where you can say, hey, I don't want to debate with you on your deposit that you're requesting, but are you open to allowing me to split it up across, let's say 6 to 9 months? That way it lowers your upfront cost. But let's say they say no. So you're looking at first month's rent, last and security deposit, that's $5K right there. To furnish the home can usually be done between $1 to $2K, depending on what your price range is. When I first got started, I did not have a lot of funds, so I loved and still do Habitat for Humanity restores, Salvation Army restores. They usually have a day during the week to where all their furniture is like 50% off. And then Facebook Marketplace. I went crazy on Facebook Marketplace. I was driving around in my Honda Elantra at the time, tying up twin mattresses to the top of the car, just going in and figuring it out. What what other questions were there?
Do you offer home health?
I do not personally offer home health, no. I've been trying to get our RN over here to start a home care agency, but that is not something that I do. So if someone does need assistance with that, I outsource it through a third-party organization.
Mona Lisa said, I've been watching your content, good stuff. And then someone said, Joy said, I opened mine in July 2025, but I was not successful, not a single client in Grand Forks, North Dakota. I don't know if you have any people.
I don't think we have anyone in Grants Force, North Dakota. Sorry to hear about that, Joy. When I've found that people are getting started, I think it's easy to underestimate the amount of marketing that it takes to get up and going. When we are working with clients in the accelerator program and managing their email campaigns, it sometimes takes 6, 7, 8 follow-up emails just for us to get a reply and start and get an introduction call scheduled with the organization. There's more and more people and more demand, like I mentioned, of individuals getting into this business. So case managers are being more safeguarded in regards to who they're working with. Maybe your emails weren't landing in their inbox. It could have been going to the spam or the promotions tab if your email wasn't warmed up properly. So there's a bunch of different things that could have happened. But I'm sorry that happened to you. Don't get discouraged. And if it's still on your spirit to get up and going, which it might be because you're on this live, I would consider giving it another go.
What are your rates for helping people?
If you are interested in getting my 8-step blueprint on how you can get started, and it's step-by-step bite-sized videos, lock in with me every Tuesday and Thursday on a more impersonal call inside of our community, and then connect with other like-minded individuals as well. That's going to be the housing department. Right now, that's you can get started in that for $697. If you want to join the accelerator program, there's an application, so you would need to look at that. That's where me and my team are more hands-on handling your email. I'm on the Zoom calls with you. We help you find a landlord partner, all of that good stuff. There's an application in my bio. I'll also put a link down in this description below to where you can apply and see if that's a right fit for you. But those are the two ways to work with me right now. All right, I'm gonna go. Don't lose your spot. Okay. Is this good so far? Is this helpful so far? Can we get a 1 in the chat if this is good, helpful? Someone said shout out Alyssa. 1 from Tribe of Judah. Okay, all right.
I'm trying to squeeze in all these questions. He keep cutting me off. All the questions building up makes me anxious. All
right, let's go. All right, number 3 with the bad handwriting. All right, now I do not recommend this. Everybody hear this. I do not recommend this. You become the rep payee. You become the representative payee for the client. In most states, I believe that you can have up to 3 individuals to where you are the representative payee for them, and you do not have to get any type of license or anything for that. Now, I do not recommend you do this because now you're more attached, and I think you're close to that gray line of, doing services for people versus not. Same thing, I think, when it comes to around like transportation or being responsible for taking people to the grocery store or, helping people get driver's license and stuff like that. All of those things need to be done and can be done if the individual needs help with them. But there's already programs in place in your area who that's their area of expertise. One thing, and you guys can use this, hopefully it helps when you're speaking to organizations. One thing I love letting an org know is saying like, hey, we understand that there's not one organization that can just solve everything, right? We all have to work together if we have any chance at giving the people we're looking to help the best shot at getting to where they need to be. Our focus is going to be on the housing side of things, but we're reaching out to you and learning more about your services so that if and when someone needs your services, we can refer them over to you to do the case management, help them with a driver's license, help with ADLs, whatever it may be. And then when you come across someone who needs housing, you refer them to us. That's how this partnership is going to work. They love that. When you are connecting with an organization, should I call it a gym? We'll call it a gym. Always ask them. You can even use this line. Be like, hey, we believe strongly in mutual beneficial relationships. And we believe strongly in mutually beneficial relationships. What are the different ways and services that you all offer, and how can we refer people over to you? Because we want to make sure this relationship is mutually beneficial. And then pause. They're going to be like, oh, wow, thank you for asking. So, if you have somebody who needs X, Y, and Z, you can send them here, you can send them there. Take it down. It can be helpful, but just doing that little thing, now that's how you establish a relationship versus if you're just only asking, hey, how can you refer people over to me? Do you have any clients in need of housing? When can you refer your next person over to me? Right? It's just need, take versus what are you doing for them? All right, number 4 is a rep pay, and I say 5 is my favorite one, of course, but number 4 is an actual rep payee company. A rep payee company. Now, I love working with rep payee companies. Oh, you can't even see company at the end, but you guys know what it says. In Florida, there's a great company called Sunshine Payee. They cover about 75% of Florida. They're awesome to work with. A rep payee company, they are professional money managers. So that Social Security or disability check, it is not going to the individual, it's going to the representative payee company. That representative payee company is paying all of that client's bills, including you, which is your rent bill, and they are sending you a check in the mail. It's always on time. It comes in a nice envelope, sealed, makes you feel good when you open it. And you don't have to worry about going directly to the client for it. If you are inside of the housing department community, in the classroom tab, or you can use the search bar, search rep payees. I actually compiled a list of top rep payee companies in, I think I got 47 out of the 50 states that are good rep payee companies. If you are not in the community, you can also just search, or try to search like rep payee companies near me or in your city, and some should pop up that way as well. Cool. Before we go to number 5, Alyssa, apologies. What questions are there? Go ahead.
Let's go to YouTube real quick. Let's see. Tribe of Judah. I'm in the Fort Myers, Florida area. Would definitely like to offer housing to those in need. It's really bad out here. And then someone else said 50 said, so, yeah, I'm in Denver. The average rent for an older property, 3-bed, 2-bath. I think that's what he meant. It's about $2,500 a month. Hard to find 4 bedrooms. But
yep,
you don't need 4 bedrooms.
You can get started with a 3-bedroom. Excuse me, 4 and 5 bedroom are going to be better, but you can definitely get started with a 3-bedroom for sure. Just square footage. If you have, usually you want to have 200 square feet per person. So if it's around 1,200 square feet, you potentially fit 6 people. I offer both private rooms and shared rooms. I love offering both. I think in a perfect world, just so you guys know, when people are reaching out to you, everyone's going to want a private room. Not only that, everyone would prefer their own 1-bedroom, 1-bath apartment or studio. Unfortunately, there's just not enough supply for that to fit that demand, which is why there's a need for the shared housing. So, but if you offer like both a private room and a shared room, that's when someone is interested and they're considering moving into your place, but you don't have any private rooms left because it's already taken, you can let them know, hey, sorry, we don't have any private rooms available, but we do offer our private rooms to people who are already in our shared rooms first. So if you're interested in a private room, your best chance is to take advantage of one of our shared rooms. You still get all the great amenities, etc. And then you'll be one of the first people to know once a private room opens up, whether it be at this location or a different location. And that usually gets them.
Roberta said, what's up from Central Florida?
What up, Central Florida?
Kenya Lewis says, for the rep PE companies, do you get clients for them too, or do you bring the clients to them?
Both. Another great, thank you for bringing that up. Another great thing about rep payee companies, they are one of the first people to know when somebody is leaving their current housing situation. Why? Because they call them and say, do not send a check to the place that I am leaving, right? So if you are a referral partner with the rep payee companies, they can say, hey, to the client, do you have another place to go, or do you want some recommendations? If they don't have a place to go and they're just leaving to get out of a tough situation, or they're just unhappy with the living conditions, etc., now you can be one of the options that representative payee company recommends. So yeah, that was a great question.
Can we make it Tribe of Judah, can we make it mandatory for the client to sign up with the rep payee company before renting a room to them?
You can make it a requirement. I found that not everyone is going to want to go through a rep payee company, which it took me a little bit to understand, but I do understand it. Some individuals, especially on the low income senior side of things, managing their money is kind of like their last thing that they have control of. So asking a stranger to kind of manage that isn't going to be like they won't be doing it in the most giving way. So sometimes they would prefer to manage it themselves. I do have people who I allow to pay me directly that are on SSI or SSDI. Don't have any issues with that. Screen them the right way, and you should be good to go as well. Someone is on TikTok saying that how do I find case managers? Oh, my bad. Man, I tried. See, that's not my job. That's not my job. Go ahead, Elise. I got too much dip on my chip. Too much dip on my chip.
I just want to knock this one down real quick. A
All
little
right.
more off YouTube and we'll go back.
I was just trying to help out
I
love,
understand.
family, health, and
Appreciate
kindness.
that.
I saw it pop up, felt it in my love, family, health, and
love,
kindness.
Love, I understand. Let's see. Okay, last one on YouTube. Handle the master bedroom and all right. How do you handle the master bedroom with the bathroom in the room? Do you charge more because it's a master?
Yeah, great question. So each home is, and this is a real estate thing, each home is set up differently. So you got to get strategic based off the home. If it's a master bedroom and that is I'm assuming you have maybe a separate bedroom and then, or separate bathroom. And then that's like bathroom number 2. If it is like either a 4-bedroom or a 3-bedroom house. I like making the master bedrooms a shared room because they're larger. And then depending on, how the rest of your home is set up, those 2 people in that room just share that bathroom. And then the other two rooms or 3 rooms will share the bathroom that's in the hallway. I think that's the best case scenario. If you were doing all private rooms and you're asking hey, should I charge more for the private room that's in the master versus the private room that's in the hallway and a shared bathroom? Absolutely. The master bathroom one, if it's a private room, you should charge more for 100%.
Do you do inspections before bringing in the clients?
Yeah, so the screening process I recommend is going to be phone interview. After that, or screening application, phone interview, those can be intermixed or done at the same time. Then it's in-person tour. So either you meeting with them as you scale, like I don't have to do the in-person tours anymore. I have my house supervisors who are managing those for me. But in-person tour at the place to where they can see the home, and then 2, get to know either you and or some of the other residents that are there, assist with the personalities that have to mesh together and things of that nature.
We're gonna knock out like 3 more because there's a lot. Let's
go. Are we good to keep going on questions? Is this helpful? Can we get a 1 in the chat? I want to make sure we're still rocking and pleasing the people. Tribe of Judah, shout out to you. Will Roberta saw the 1. Perfect. All right, go ahead.
Policy and procedures, do you make them?
I have, if you guys don't know, it's funny. I have a huge document of policies and procedures. I also have a huge document of a business plan, and no one has ever asked me to see it. So I'm probably the only one who has gone through it. Alyssa hasn't gone through it or anything like that. You've gone through what?
Yes, you have me help you write it out.
Okay. She said I had her help me write it out.
How quickly they forget.
I guess. But this was pre-ChatGPT. So maybe you were my ChatGPT at the moment. But no one has asked me to look at it. So the main things that you need are going to be your house rules, your housing agreement with your residents. Your policies and procedures, that's more of documentation for like staff and things of that nature, and like emergency trainings and things like that. If you want to have all of those stored and things like that, I said things like that a lot there. You can, but main things, housing agreement, house rules. House rules can include emergency policies and things of that nature as well. But those are your main things that you want to have. And sorry, to answer their question, if you were asking like if I give you those documents, yes. Whether you join the housing department or you're in the accelerator program, those documents are already done for you. Everything's typed out. There's sections in there to where it just says company name. You just have to go in, type in your company name on the different sections, and you're good to go.
Do I need a website to start?
Yes. I recommend getting a website. As soon as you start marketing, sending out emails, some people probably won't reply to you if you do not have a website. I met with somebody today interested in the accelerator program. They said they reached out to a company on the phone, and the company was like, okay, yeah, send me your website. We'll take a look and then get back if we're interested. And he was like, well, I don't have a website. And I love using the example, like when me and Alyssa go to a new city, I'm looking for a place to eat. On my, shout out Apple Maps. If the company we're looking at for food does not have a website, personally, I'm not going there. And I want you to have pictures on there as well. I want to see what the food's going to look like before I decide if I'm going to go eat there, right? So the same thing, case managers are looking on the website before deciding, like, all right, do I reply to them? Are they legit? Are they not? It doesn't have to be a crazy fancy website, but just having something will be helpful. If you need some ideas on how you can build out your website, you can go to freegrouphomewebsite.com. That is connected with Group Home Grow. There's some example websites that you can click, try this design if you want to look at kind of how some other group home websites are set up and done.
All right, last one for now. Love, family, health, kindness. I mean, it's not the last question, but so this person is saying that they already have a home.
Okay.
But that she's really struggling with finding case managers to help with filling up her home. So she's saying she's really tired because she has to pay rent.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's saying, please help. She just paid rent. She's just tired of doing it. She needs help filling up her home. So how would you help? How do you think?
Yeah. Well, sorry you're in that situation. Not an easy one to be in. For people considering getting started in this business, that's one of the reasons why I highly recommend doubling down on marketing first before you acquire a home or before you open your doors. It's the same thing that Apple does. You guys know Apple launched the new iPhone 17. They were telling you about it. They were showing you it before it was available in stores. Apartment complexes have a huge coming soon sign out when it's still just dirt and gravel on the ground, right? Major corporations, they all market before that actual product is available. It's what's best for your business. So, but with the situation that you're in, I would recommend, hopefully you're sending out email campaigns. So you should have a list of organizations in your area, no less than 50, that you're sending constant follow-up emails to. If you aren't using a CRM, go ahead and you're using Gmail, which is fine. Make sure you're schedule sending those emails. So instead of type the email out at night, instead of hitting send at nighttime, you can hit the arrow to the right of it, schedule send it so it lands in their inbox the next morning. We should be sending out 3 emails a week. Include pictures of your home and a video walkthrough, put it into a Google Drive folder and include that in the email so that they can click on the link on the email and see how beautiful and nice your home is set up. Home setup is. The other thing is to get creative with your marketing. So as you're waiting for case managers and social workers to get back to you, post on Facebook Marketplace, post on Craigslist, post if you have a private room available, post that on Zillow, and then leverage bus stop signs as well. When I first got started, bus stop signs, it was one of the things I was like, how are we going to do this? Alyssa I let her drive my car, or were you driving it? I think I was, yeah, and had the bus stop signs. We'd pull up, and I'm a natural introvert, so this was tough for me, but had the bus stop signs, and it's just a phone number. You put your phone number, shared housing. If you're in the community, I have an example of one that you can just click on and go see. But you have the phone number, affordable shared housing available, put your phone number, and then you have a bunch of slit phone numbers that someone could rip off. But you get those, pull up to a bus stop sign, jump out, put some tape behind it, post that there. You can post it at a local library, etc. That will help generate some more leads going directly to individuals as well. Another place to check it will be hospitals, but those are the things I would be doubling down on if I was you. And do not wait for case managers to follow up. So anytime you go visit in person, anytime you do a phone call, your number one objective is to collect contact information. I know it's tough, but if you are communicating with them with what we call sales breath, or desperation breath of like, man, like, do you have people? No. Okay. Who can I talk to get people? I got empty beds. I need to get these bills paid. that's not their problem. So you can't come to them with those problems and with that energy. So you still need to keep your composure, focus on establishing the relationships just like you would, and collect as many contact information as you can. I love sharing this story that someone in the community told me. She went to a hospital. She went up to the desk. She left her flyer. She turned around. It was like one of the nursing stations. She turned around, was walking to the elevator. She said she heard my voice pop up in her head, and she was like, shoot, I forgot to get their contact information. She went back. As she was walking back, she saw the person she had just handed the flyer to crumbling her flyer up and throwing it in the garbage can.
This nurse would never do that. That would have made me so mad. I'm like, what are you doing?
Right? She was not happy, but she kept her composure. She remembered what I told her. And she went back, handed them another flyer, and then asked that same person, hey, who on your team should I be connecting with? What's their contact information? She gathered their contact information. And once you have the contact information, now you're in charge of the follow-up. Now you get to send over an introductory email. Now you get, if you don't hear anything, now you get to send a follow-up email. Versus if you do a fantastic job passing out your flyers, passing out your business cards, now you're just sitting at home waiting and hoping that somebody reaches out to you, right? No, we want to be in control of the follow-up. So collect as much contact information as you can. I hope that was helpful. Love, family, health, kindness. Best of luck in getting your home filled. I believe in you. What other questions we got? Before we go into number 5.
Just go to number 5.
Go to number 5. You guys heard it. It was Alyssa. It was Alyssa. And for those of you guys just tuning in, my name's Terence Garcia. I'm an independent living home operator in Tampa, Florida. I run 8 locations currently. I got started back in 2021. And I help people get started. I did not start off just helping people get started, full transparent with you. I've been doing it for the past 2 years. Before I had my own coaching program, I was a part of someone else's coaching program, which is where I got my experience helping people outside of just Florida open up their homes. If I didn't have that experience, I don't think I would be as confident as I am telling you I could help you open up a home in whatever state you're in. But I have 2 different ways that you can work with me right now. One is for the people who have the bandwidth and the time to execute on their own, and you just don't want to be connected with your aunt or your cousin who you're telling them your New Year's goals of starting this business, and they're constantly shutting you down. That is going to be the housing department community. I go through my 8-step framework on how you can get started in this business or scale your housing business. It's broken down in bite-sized videos, so you don't have to sit through a long webinar class and try to pause and go back and figure out where you are based off what you need. There's search engine functionality in it, so you can search exactly what you're looking for, get a bite-sized 3 to 5 minute video or template or script, and you're good to go. And then we also have live calls every single week in there. We have guest speakers that talk about business funding, taxes, life insurance, things of that nature. And then I do live Q&A calls separate in there as well. So if you're considering that, definitely recommend. The other option is going to be an accelerator program, which is for people who are, they know they want to open up a home. They just do not have the bandwidth on their end, or which is fine to say, the confidence initially to go out and pitch these organizations the way it needs to be done. The accelerator program is where me and my team kind of do it with you. So we help set up your digital package presence with your website, your flyer. We handle your email marketing efforts. So we're reaching out to organizations on your behalf. We're not afraid to send, follow-up number 6, 7, 8 to get that introductory email or meeting scheduled. And then when you are on your first calls and you're like, man, what am I going to say? Not only will you have the script, but you're going to have me on that call with you, showing you how to pitch your organization, pitching them on your behalf. I'm going to come on as your real estate acquisitions team member, and we're going to pitch them together. And then after that, we're going to guide you through connecting with other organizations. There still will be times where you have to visit places in person. If you need help finding a landlord partner, we're going to identify a landlord partner for you, handle the negotiations, and then afterwards, we're going to work with you until your home is filled. So those are the 2 ways, but let's get to number 5. Yeah. Cool. I think the board's too low. So,
You can move your camera, like your.
well, YouTube can't see it. It's not. Yeah. Got my quad on
What do you
the
mean?
TikTok one.
What do you mean YouTube can't see it?
YouTube can't see below, so it's okay. Number 5 is my favorite anyway. So number 5, hopefully you guys wrote that down, is nonprofit or not. No, just say nonprofit or pays. Okay, so there are nonprofit organizations out there that will pay you to house their clients while they continue on the case management services. So let's go over a few of them. Let's talk about how they still have funding, how it's guaranteed, and how it works. So with the nonprofit organizations, one of them is, let's say, returning home citizens. There are a ton of ready for work programs across the US who assist individuals as they are coming out of being incarcerated and help them get reacclimated back into society. As they're getting reacclimated back into society, they usually have job readiness training. They help them with interviews, learn how to use a computer, etc. That's usually an 8 to 5 program. While the person's in that program, they still need a place to stay. So those programs will pay you as a housing provider. Ready for work ones sometimes cover like 3 to 6 months worth of rental payments. They'll pay you to house those clients as they're in their program. And then once they're out of the program, if they have a job and you want to keep them, you can. If not, and the individual choose to move on somewhere else, that's fine too, because that program will have a new person that, they can send your way, right? Another option is individuals. What's up? What, burping?
You gotta ask me.
Huh?
You gotta ask me.
Acid?
Reflex.
I don't know what that means. But yeah, I don't know. When I start talking a lot, I have to burp. I apologize, guys. Alyssa's sitting here laughing at me for burping. Much love. The other option is when an organization is providing case management services. So this can be for low income seniors. This can be for individuals with minor mental health conditions like bipolar, depression, anxiety. This could also be for kids aging out of the foster care. Well, actually, I'll leave that one separately. So let's stick with the ones I just said. As the organization is providing the case management services, they will also cover the rental payments for the individual. Sometimes they do it if someone's in transition of getting on Social Security or disability. They'll say, hey, we'll jump in and cover the payments until their Social Security is activated. Sometimes they have ongoing support based off the needs of the individual in their program. Another one is aged out of foster care programs. A lot of times they have funds available to assist with rental payments for the students or the individuals, as long as they're either in school or they are working, because they want them working on one of the two. And in exchange for that, which helps them continue to get their grants and things of that nature, they will cover the rent for the individuals, right? And last but not least, we have domestic violence survivors. There's different organizations out there that will assist the individual or the men or women that are fleeing troublesome situations in order to help them get into safe, stable housing. Now, things to note when the nonprofit is paying, it's most of the time it's invoice based. So they're going to ask you to probably send some form of invoice or payment. This is where this is why I say, like, set up your business foundation the right way, because the last thing you would want to do is get to a place where organizations like, okay, yeah, let's go through the paperwork side of things. And you don't have an LLC, you don't have a website. You're like, all right, yeah, my name is Terence. And I'm like, what? Right? So invoice based, be ready to be able to send something that has your company name on it. Another thing that they're going to have you do is a W-9, right? So a W-9, you don't want to just put your personal name on there. You want to be able to put your business on the W-9. That's for tax purposes. So they can say at the end of the year, hey, we paid this organization this amount of money. I think that's, did I cover that? Yeah, 15 to 30-day cycles for the payment. So it's just, you just want to make sure that you're staying on top of what their billing cycle is. So if you know that they only release checks once a week, depending on the month, you want to make sure that if the case manager that you're working with isn't active on it, you want to make sure that you're on top of it, sending the invoices over at a proper timeline. I had one organization that I work with on and off here in Tampa, and they're in the ready for work side of things. So working with returning home citizens, they pay after the stay of an individual, which I do not like personally. But so let's say someone moved in this month, January 1st, on January 30th, or is there January 30th? I don't know. On February 1st, they would pay for the month of January. I'm not a fan of those, but it's still better than an individual paying, right? Even though it's coming on the back end. So just know that that's out there as well. Referral-based models, and then long-term stability. Cool. I think that covers that for all 5 of them. My recommendation too, I forgot to cover this on the front end. If you are collecting payments directly from individuals, I was, and I still am, like, I love systems. One of my virtual mentors, or actually not a virtual mentor, I paid for his mentorship. It's just virtually, but we connected. He taught me the systems acronym, which is saving yourself time, energy, and money, which I love. So I was a big like, hey, let's send out the invoices electronically. Let's have them pay through the invoices online. I've used QuickBooks, Loop, a bunch of other softwares. Now I run everything through Group Home Grow. But the problem with that is every time you run a payment that way electronically, there's going to be a processing fee. Now, when you're first getting started, cool, processing fee on a few here or there, cool. But when you're doing it for 40 to 50 people, you're looking at it like, man, I'm giving them all this for what? What are we doing? So I recommend you focus on the ways that keep you cash positive as much as possible, which is going to be Zelle. Zelle is free to use, bank to bank. It's more manual, but you can set up a continuous one if they know how to do it, or you can show them how. Cash App is still really good. Cash App doesn't have any processing fees as long as you don't do the instant request. And then money orders. The only person you feel comfortable, well, let me not speak in exacts. I don't like when people like speak in exact. The only people I recommend or you accept checks from is going to be organizations, because you can have them write a promise to pay, plus they care about their reputation. If you accept checks from an individual could write you a check and not actually have that money in the account, right? It's happened to me. So learn from me. Don't let it happen to you. A money order though, or a cashier's check, that's just as good as cash, but it's not cash. So when you're walking around and you're collecting stuff, you're not walking around like a drug dealer with a whole bunch of cash, right? So you're good to go.
Real quick, what was the last system you just said for invoicing and payment processing?
That I use? Group Home Grow, grouphomegrow.com. But Zelle, Cash App, money orders is the cheapest and best way I recommend when you're first getting started. Keeps you cash positive.
All right. Is that over your questions?
What was that?
Me 2 questions.
Go ahead. Let's do it. What we got? Alyssa. By the way, we got lovely Alyssa here managing the chat, reviewing the questions. So if you have questions, go ahead and drop them in. I think this has been good so far, though. Outside of my bad penmanship, has this been helpful for you guys? Can we get a 1 in the chat if this has been helpful? Let me see a 1. There we go. coming in. I like it. Awesome. I am champion, Black Paradise, Maurice, cool, Willie Berta, Jewel James, very cool. All right, Alyssa, let's hear the questions. What we got?
Thank you. So Roberta said, do you see yourself growing past the 8 houses you currently have?
Ooh, good question. Yeah, I am. I have a landlord partner right now that I'm working with. He has 2 more properties that I promised to take over from his as he's transitioning out the people who are currently staying there. After that, I'm going to focus on property acquisition. So I won't be growing past the 10. I'll be purchasing homes and then switching as my leases end the people in my rental properties into the properties that I own is going to be my next focus.
And then Paradise Beauty 5892. Would you allow your clients to receive mail at the home?
Yeah, no problem there. I think a lot of it, and if you guys haven't seen it yet, Alyssa helped me record this. I thought it was funny, this short, and I just posted it. It's a skit where, and it's not Drewski level. Don't get too excited, but it's a skit to where, you know, I pretend that an officer is coming up asking, you know, do you call the people in your group home residents or program participants? Because I've been seeing a lot of posts, and I get asked that question a lot too, of like, hey, I don't want to call them residents, program participants, etc. In most states, that's not something you need to worry about. One, I don't think no one's going to ask you, oh, what do you call the people in your house? You house people. That's not a question that would come up. 2, I think people use it as clever marketing tactics to seem like there's like some hidden news or something like that. Same thing with like the way they set up their housing agreement. If it comes down to it, whether you call someone a resident or a program participant is not going to determine whether or not you need to go through the eviction process or not. So that is why people say it, but I'm just letting you know, legally, that's not something that's going to save you. So for my fellow introverts out there, please do not spend too much time focused on that.
And then 50.50. In your experience, does each client have their own cabinet or space, and the kitchen and fridge? If not, how do you navigate that? Yeah,
shared fridge. As usually I do like 4 people per fridge. So for my homes that have 8 people plus, we have 2 fridges in the home, and then kitchen cabinet, same thing, split up and shared. Everyone usually has like a common space that they're able to call theirs. And then we have security cameras in the kitchen areas.
Tribe of Judah, do you partner with other businesses, for example, bookkeepers and tax preparers? And then they said, how do you handle removing someone from your home who is not paying or following house rules? Do you partner with an eviction company?
Thankfully, I've never had to go through and can you guys hear Alyssa as she's saying these questions?
He asked this.
Hold on. Let's let the chat decide. Can you guys hear Alyssa as she's reading the questions?
I'm talking too loud.
Takoya, shout out to Takoya. What's going on? She said yes. All right. Sister McDonald said yes as well. All right, cool. So thankfully, I've never had to go through the eviction process. So that's a blessing. In regards to how I get people out and how I recommend, if someone's being asked to leave, it's not due to financial reasons, right? Because I focus on individuals who have the guaranteed income, whether it be Social Security, disability, or the organization's paying it, or they have a rep payee. So the income's coming in. If someone's having to be asked to leave, it's because they broke a house rule, they came home drunk, arguing with their roommates, drugs, something of that nature, right? They broke a house rule. In that case, instead of going in, and I recommend you guys do this too, instead of going in like a macho man or a macho woman, you come to them with alternative housing solutions. It doesn't matter how bad the situation is. Don't call anyone out their name. Don't get to their level of Yeah, they will test you. Don't get to where their level of frustration is, and let them know, hey, I think you're a good person, but unfortunately you broke one of the house rules. It's not going to work here. If they just broke a house rule and you still think they're a good person, you can refer them over to another housing provider in your area. If they you don't think they're a good person, you don't want to send them to another housing partner, that's where you can come to them with alternative solutions with like a hotel or a motel or a shelter. If they have a case manager, obviously, you loop in the case manager to assist you with this process as well, because if you're a good housing partner, the case manager is going to want to do everything in their power to help you so that they don't lose the relationship. So that's usually how I go about it. And then she also asked if I partner with tax professionals, business funding people. We have a business funding expert and tax professional inside of the housing department community already. They're awesome. They've helped. I think we just had someone start the new year off getting funded. Yep. Oh no, she didn't get funded. She was able to get an item removed on her credit report at the start of the year, and now she's working on getting funded. So we have that inside of the community already, and they actually lead calls every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern time.
And then how Jeremy says, how fast can you, or actually, I guess, how fast can you set up a group home?
It depends on where you're located and your bandwidth, to be honest. Right now, for 2025, last year, Vanessa, she's inside of our community. She holds the trophy for fastest setups. She launched her first home in July 1st. And then they just TikTok froze. She launched her first home July 1st. 1 second, sorry. All right, she launched her first home July 1st, and then by the end of the year, she hopped on our community call and said they just secured number 10. So that's like a property, a month, a property and a half every month,
She was playing
something like that. Yeah, she was playing no games while having her 9-to-5 job. But I did an interview with her after she got her third home up and running. It's on my YouTube page if you want to go check it out. The name of it is Favor Over Fear: How to Keep Going When People Doubt or Report You, featuring the Clarks. So they just got to property number 10. I'll probably be having them back on so she can share her strategies and whatnot that have worked for her. But yeah, I think that would be a good interview to listen. I don't think I titled that one well. I gotta work on my titling. That's what people. I didn't title that. I didn't give that video a good title. So the one with Vanessa. I didn't give her enough credibility. The next one, I'll make sure people know, like, hey, no, she's on property number 10. You need to listen to what she said.
You should ask them what they want the episode to be called.
No, it's okay. I'll ask them for the next one. But yeah,
It's okay.
what other questions we got?
This is actually a really good one. Someone says Alyssa the keeper.
Who said that? No, I agree. Shout out Tribe of Judah. And Tribe, this is my first time live on YouTube as well. Tribe of Judah and Kenya Lewis, and there has to be someone else. You guys have icons next to your name as number 2 and number 3. So I think that means you've been engaged and commenting the most. So shout out to you guys. I appreciate you.
50 not 50.
50 not 50. Appreciate you guys. Hope this has been helpful. On TikTok, who we got at the top? Takoya coming in, of course, and then Krypton voice or Vice. Appreciate you guys. What other questions we got, Alyssa?
I'm in Fort Myers. This is from Sister McDonald. I'm in Fort Myers, Florida. Is there a number of residents for a 4-bedroom house?
No, but depending on the size of the home, I probably wouldn't go above 8. Ideally, anywhere between 6 to 8, I think is your sweet spot. If you can squeeze in having a private room, if one of the rooms are too small, then I think that's ideal, and it will help you again when speaking to people who only want a private room. It will allow you to say, "Hey, it's taken," but if you take one of our shared rooms, you'll be one of the first people to know once the private room opens up.
I just reported. I think it's spam. Okay.
We got spam.
Yeah, it's like crypto notice or something.
Oh, I
it's
just shouted them out.
Oh, I'm so sorry. No, that's the video.
I just
I'm so sorry. No, that's the video Vanessa did, but I'm so sorry.
Oh.
I'm so sorry, crypto. I just saw crypto and I was like, okay. He said, no, that's not spam. I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry.
Because you know when you go on people's lives and I'm like, how did that happen? But you know how people report stuff because people come in and just start trying to get people to buy stuff. Okay.
They waiting on the questions.
They were waiting on you too. Okay. What about cap? Someone asked about what's the capital
required to get started.
I don't know if they were talking about. I mean, I'm assuming so. Yeah, that one, and then there's also another one that's asking about if you do home inspections before you move people in.
Yeah, we covered that one already. So on the home inspection side, like, yeah, you want to make sure you're inspecting the home before you like sign the lease. If you are renting it, obviously, if you're purchasing it, you're going to do more of an in-depth inspection. For the resident side of things, application, phone interview, and then in-person tour. Let them see the place, and then let them, if you already have people living there, let them meet some of the other individuals living there as well. As you scale, your house supervisors, after they see you do enough tours and you put a system in place, they can manage those in-person tours after you screen somebody on the phone and maybe connect with their case manager. And then you could just ask them like, hey, what was the vibe check? You think they would fit in good with the people who are already there? And also you can monitor it from the cameras as well as the tour is going on. So we'll save you some drives.
We talked about how to find leads. I think we talked about it a few times.
Yep. And Alyssa is going through the questions right now, guys. If you dropped a question and we have not responded to it, I promise we're not ignoring you or trying to avoid any questions. We're team no gatekeeping. So please repost your question, send it to the bottom of the chat, and we can do our best to get to it.
I'll do my best not to label people as spam too. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, calling people spam.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Okay, on the move too. I'm very interested. We'll be reaching out to you soon. I like your content. That's not a question. I'm sorry, but yes, thank you.
Sounds good. Thank you. Are you on YouTube or TikTok?
TikTok.
Okay.
This girl, she said, Denise Brown. This Lisa. I wonder how much you're going to charge us. That was funny. And then I don't know if you want to talk about your link is in your bio. Yeah,
for my two programs, I don't hide anything. I have the housing department community, which if you want to get all of the information broken down, pretty much like what we talked about like this, but at a much larger scale. It's an 8-step program that walks you all the way from understanding the business model to launching and scaling to a couple different homes. So we walk through, setting up your LLC the right way, your website, how to find organizations in your area. I give you the emails on what to say to these organizations. I give you a pitch on what you should be saying to them. I give you the top questions that organizations are going to ask you and how you could prepare for the conversations. I give you the templates for your house rules, your housing agreements. We go through videos of like how you get paid, make sure you're set up right. And then you're connected with other like-minded individuals, which I think is powerful when you're having conversations, especially in the new year. You guys are, I'm assuming like me, because you're on here right now. It's a new year. It's 2026. You probably spent most of the new year thinking about, all right, this is my time. This is your year. This is the new game plan that I want to put in place. There is I don't know if it's a meme, but a trend going around to where it shows people exercising, and it's like, and then it puts the laughing sound behind it. It's like when your family catches you set on track for like your New Year goals or something like that, and it's a laughing sound. If you know, you know. But that's how it is on business side of things too. Some of you guys decided and make the decision in your head, like, ooh, like I've been seeing this. God put this on my spirit. I want to do it. You went to go tell some family members about it or some friends, and they gave you more doubt than they did confidence and boosting, right? You need to get around other people who are understanding what you're looking to do and give you words of encouragement. Because I promise you this, there is no business that is going to be easy. If you think that I'm trying to convince you that this business model is easy, let me tell you right now, it is not. I don't think any business is easy. You're going to have your challenges. There's going to be days to where you're like, what the heck am I doing? There's going to be times to where it's a lot easier to just quit, right? But if you're connected with a community and a group, and someone like myself who you can send a message to, and I had someone reach out the other day, and she was like, "Okay, thank you for talking me off a ledge." She was not actually on the ledge, but she said that. I think that's the power of the community, plus us having our live weekly calls. And then the accelerator program, if you click the link in my bio, accelerator program, there's an application for it. If you don't have the bandwidth, if you don't want to send follow-up emails, if you aren't comfortable or confident yet right now, you're not always going to be like that, but if you aren't right now with speaking to organizations and delivering and selling your business confidently so that they want to partner with you, and you want someone to assist you with that process, that's what the accelerator program is for. So those are the two options in different ways to work with me. And if you're like, hey, I just need to know about some referral contests, I should have told this to health, wealth, and family. If you click the link in my bio, there's an option for a referral goldmine series. I went through and pulled up some organizations in all 50 states in the United States. I separated them between the one that work with veterans, returning home citizens, aged out foster care, etc. That's completely free. You can go click the link in my bio. It's going to ask you for your email, name, and phone number. And then you can get that list. Now, full transparency, that if you click the one from my bio, it's going to give you the names of the organizations in all 50 states, the names of the organizations. If you are in the community, you get the full list to where it has the name, the website, the phone number, and the email as well. Caribbean girl, I replied to you on the community. It's nothing against you, but it's user error. Send me a actually, I'll send you a DM right now if I can find you. TikTok names are tough, but I remember the picture. Send me a DM in the community. But yeah, it's on there. You just have to search Florida at the top bar. What other questions we got, boss?
We got a lot, so.
Let's go.
Okay. Insurance.
Sorry, Boss Bean. So accelerator program is basically done for you. I purposely call it done with you because I don't think I would be a good coach if we just did everything for you and help you fill up your first home, and then you'd be stuck not knowing how to scale or what the process was like. So you're a part of the process. You see all the back end system that's going on. We have a community chat to where you're connected with my team. You're on the emails, and then you're on the calls as well. So yes, it's a done with you program. Dia said, what's your community? It's the housing department community. It's on a platform called School, to where we have weekly calls. I have my 8-step program on how you can get started in this business, and then you're connected with other people in the community as well.
You got this now?
No, my bad. Chill. Alyssa's back to reading the questions.
You're all the way down there, and there's people waiting for their question.
Oh, my bad. I can just see what's popping up on my screen.
How about the business insurance?
Business insurance, yeah, you're gonna want to get general liability insurance attached to your LLC.
Okay.
$1 million policy.
And you already went over how to contact you, link in the bio. And then state, we're in Tampa, Florida. How do you rebuttal someone asking for bid prices?
you once you set your prices, you have your prices. Now, when you are setting your prices, again, what I'm seeing right now across the U.S. is a shared room bed is going anywhere between $600 to $800 a month. Private room $800 to $1,000, unless you're in a major metropolitan city like most of California, New York, Miami, and then some more up north states. But once you have to find out what a good price is for you in your area, it's going to come from your marketing. So when you're connecting with the organizations, one of the scripts I give you in the questions in the community is asking, if they ask you how much your bed prices are, you can let them know, hey, like I said, we're in the beginning stages, still finalizing that. But we're going to make sure that it's affordable, and we're actually going to include cable, Wi-Fi, and utilities for everyone as well. But to help us out, how much are your clients used to paying, or how much are your other housing providers similar to us charging? Call it the reverse Uno play. So now you're getting insight from them on what beds are going for in your area. You can also identify other housing programs in your area, reach out to them as if you need housing, or if you have like a family member that needs housing, and then ask them what their rates are, let them quote you.
How much do you price your bed?
Starts at $650 for a shared bed, and my private room start at $850.
What was the name of the invoice? I think we put that on there.
Yeah, group. I use grouphomegrow.com. But you don't have to sign up for a CRM if you're just getting started. I was just sharing insights, again, just sharing what my process is. You can, if you just want like a way to track your finances, QuickBooks is good. And if you are looking for just like a way to stay organized, you can do a lot of things in Google Suite through the Docs, Sheets, etc. And that's free.
Do you have kitchen hours? Kitchen hours.
No, but I have quiet hours. So usually we shut down the kitchen between midnight and 5 a.m. or 11 and 5 a.m.
Someone says, I have a house, but how do I start?
Great. That's fantastic. So if you have a property already and you're looking to get started in this business, I actually met with somebody like that today. She's been trying to list her property on Airbnb. She has it on Furnish Finder, and she's like, I cannot get this thing filled. So your first step is you still have to follow like setting up your business foundation. So LLC, EIN number, business bank account. It's because it's a separate business. You want to separate your assets, whether it be your property and this business, or your personal assets and this business. After that, you set up your marketing front end work. So like a website and a flyer is really all you need. Doesn't have to be a fancy website, but you do want a flyer. I've never had a business card. You don't need a business card. You can hand people your flyer. It has the contact information on it. Once you have that, you are building a list of organizations in your area. So use Google. If you're in the community, you have access to all the Google keywords, ChatGPT prompts, and different websites that tell you, shelters and things of that nature. If you're not in the community, you can search up like rapid rehousing programs near you, returning home citizen programs, ready for work programs, behavioral health centers near you. And when I say near you, I mean like you put your city at the end, and then that will be helpful for you to find some orgs. And then you have to start outreaching to them. This is a relationship-driven business, so you have to establish and build relationships. So sending emails, phone calls, and then visiting in person is the best way that you're going to be able to go about setting that up. I feel weird just leaning back.
This one. Someone asks, how many days do you give them to transition out the house after you've been asked to leave? I feel like you usually give them 24 hours, but if it's really bad, you'd be like, tonight.
I don't, it's been a few times where I said tonight.
Only a handful.
Yeah. So yeah, I try to, like Alyssa said, 24 hours. There's been a couple times where it was like an incident, and where I've been like, all right, yeah, tonight's the night. I don't recommend that though. But Yeah, 24 hours. If you, it all depends on the situation. One thing I love about this business too is it's your business. You can take guidance from me, or someone else if you prefer working with somebody else. But at the end of the day, it's your business. You are the CEO. You get to make the decisions when it comes to what you're gonna do. And that had to click for me when I started marketing, because as you're reaching out to these organizations, you'll get responses from like the director of housing or the COO, and I'm like, oh my gosh, these are C-suite titles. These are big people. And then one day God hit me and was like, dude, you're the CEO of the company. I was like, you're right. I am. Me. So you're higher up than the director, whoever you're speaking to, right? If you want to go, was it bar for bar? So when someone is coming to you asking questions, you get to decide what's best for your business. Now you do want to make sure that you're being fair, and you're not letting one person just get away with everything and one person's walking on eggshells, right? But you have the opportunity to set up your business and use it the right way. Another use case with this, you kind of being the CEO, is I had a case manager she was actually in need of housing, or maybe she used to be a case manager, but she presented herself as if she was still with the organization. And she asked me how long. I told her I didn't have any beds available, and she was looking for housing. And she said, "Well, when will one be available?" I said, I don't have an exact date for you, but I can take your information, add you to the waiting list, standard protocol." And she was like, "Well, what do you mean? Do you just let people stay there as long as they need to?" And I said, "Yeah, we do. People can stay as long as they need to. We don't have a set amount that they need to be out by." And she said, "What? You can't do that. Who's your government body? You remember this? Who's your government? Who's your governing body? I'm gonna report you guys. That's just not okay. That's not a good system."
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, okay. I'm so sorry if you feel that way. But yeah, we govern ourselves." And she was like, "No, okay. I'm gonna leave you guys a nasty review. This is terrible, unacceptable." I said, "Okay, ma'am. No problem. Wishing you all the best." And then I got off the phone. There's nowhere for her to leave a review. Where are you gonna leave a review? You gonna email the company? There's no one. You're the boss. You're the CEO. You get to make the decisions. You have all the power of this business, which is why one of the many reasons why I love it. What other questions we got, mamas?
What's the name of your YouTube page?
You
And Facebook community? Somebody called me and I missed it. And you might as well go over this as well when you say this. They were asking about the 5K for the accelerated program. Is that a 5K towards the house that they're going to start up, or is that 5K just towards the program?
It's just towards the program. That's for me and my team that you're getting. You're working with a outreach specialist. You have a customer support manager. You have a tech specialist, and then you also have me. So it's just a program. Even though we're identifying the proper properties for you, you're still going to be responsible for covering that. So if the accelerator program is out of budget at this time, please do not, no problem. Do not spend your last joining the accelerator program. I do not recommend that. It's not built for a Hail Mary play. Okay. And I lost track of what you said first. Do you remember? Oh, YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. My @ names are all the same. So I am Terence Garcia. IAMTERENCE GARCIA. All the @ names are the same. I don't have a Facebook group. Our community is hosted on School, which I like a lot better. It's a lot more organized. It fits my somewhat of a type A personality, to where we got our community section organized, classroom section, calendars. We have leaderboards in there. You can have different tabs for the different posts that are in there. So that's where our community is on. It's not Facebook.
what we
How
got.
much is it? Okay, can link is in the bio for cost. Kitchen hours we went over.
Shout out to Alyssa for the monitoring the chat, and shout out to you guys for putting great questions in there. I think this is helpful and beneficial. So
Nothing bothers me more when I'm on a live and I see people's questions not being answered. It bothers me so
I know,
much.
me too. I've been on lives and post questions, and my questions don't get answered. So hopefully you guys appreciate us trying to make sure that we're answering all the questions on here as well. So.
And if sometimes we said them more than once if you're just joining in. So if you do are like, hey, no, actually, I really would like to know this question, but most of them we already answered. What information should you not tell the landlords? I keep getting no's, and I think that's why.
Yeah. So you are gonna hear more no's than you do yeses when reaching out to landlords. Just a FYI. I don't think there's necessarily, actually, yeah, there is. You can overshare with a landlord. Excuse me. A landlord is not interested in learning the business model and what's going to happen for you. So when I first started reaching out to landlords, I didn't sound confident in the process, which when I don't sound confident, sometimes I overshare. So I was saying, well, man, I really like this property. I think I'm going to be working with this organization over here, and I think they're going to send me people, and then I think those people will have enough money in order to pay me, and I think I'll be able to get paid, and then I think I'll be able to pay you with the remaining balance, and then I think it could be a win-win situation. They looked at me and was like, I think this ain't gonna work. Because I didn't sound confident. So you have to sound confident in what you're doing and what you're building out. One of the best ways to sound confident is know that hey, I've already connected with these organizations in my area that have said they're ready to send people to me. So now when you're going up to a landlord, it's like, hey, there's more of you out there than there is of me. I haven't posted this yet. Me and Alyssa have been working on some content that we're going to post. Try to make it more tangible and stand out. But I was doing research right now. There's like 700,000 properties available for rent across the United States. Only about half of those are going to be rented out within the first 30 days, right? So now that those are landlords, investors, whatever you want to call them, who just had to pay a mortgage out of pocket. Right. So those are the people that you want to go after, that you're reaching out to. It's like, hey, dude or ma'am, you're bleeding. Another 30 days go by, someone's still not interested in your property. You're bleeding. Let me come in, let me assist, let me make this a great arrangement for you, and let them know that you're, hopefully you're a part of a group, you've already gone through training, something like that you can leverage to get started. Also, keep a lookout for properties that, like, we connected someone in our accelerator program recently with a property in Charlotte. The property we went after was listed at one price, and we were like, that's not going to work. So we ignored it, waited. They felt the pain. They dropped the price. We reached out to them, and now it's a no-brainer. And they were ready to go and work with us. So, yeah, do not get discouraged if you're hearing more no's than yeses. You're going to hear more no's, but also take it. You can record yourself, but take inventory of what you're saying on these when you're speaking to them, and try to adjust it. I also have a how to talk so landlords will listen ebook that walks you through common objections and the scripts that you can use on both an email and a call when speaking to a landlord. That's $27. The link's in my bio if you want that. If you're in the community, don't buy that because it's already inside the community. Like, it's included. We have a whole section around properties. We go through renting versus owning, how to find the right neighborhoods, how to talk to landlords, etc. So, but if you're not in the community and that's like the only piece you need, that can be a more affordable option for you as well.
Lori McFlurry, I just bought a 5-unit apartment building. She has a license that she has in order to start.
Let's go.
And someone already commented and let them know that for ILFs, you do not need a license to start, but congratulations.
Yeah, shout out Lori. Congratulations.
What perks do the supervisors get? It comes from my insurance.
A discounted rent, and they're like a part of something. One of my lady supervisors recently, which shocked me. We haven't done it yet. This was before the end of the year, but she, pulled me aside and she was like, we need to get you connected with my life insurance people, because if anything were to happen to me, I want some stuff to come back to the house. She was like, I really, really enjoy. She's like, I don't have any family left. Like this house, the ladies, this is what I got. I respect what you're doing, and I want to give back, and I want my life to be worth something. And I was like, wow. Almost, I didn't shed a tear, but I almost did. But that you're looping them in to be a part of something that's growing. And sometimes people, especially if they're on SSI or SSDI, they're not working. So now they're like, hey, like I like this. I like the communication. I like that I'm a part of something, and they get a discounted rate on their rent. So that allows them to, whether it be, get extra food, extra cigarettes, whatever it may be. So yeah. Dang, I'm leaning back again. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be. I'm comfortable with you guys. I think that's why I'm leaning back, but I don't think that looks as professional. Go ahead.
I like to say that it's 8:17. Okay, when we have a sleep goal.
That is true. All right. Well, let's get some questions
we
in.
have not answered. I'm sorry if we've already answered them. Okay. Sorry, I'm just gonna go through. How do you keep the house clean?
So we have house chores. House chores. I said that right. Yeah. House chores for the people living there. Each home has different chore assignments based off the size and scope of the home, but the residents are responsible for keeping the homes clean.
And so basically the accelerated program, everything's pretty much done for you.
Yeah, I think I answered that one, so you can go past that one. But it's not done for you; it's done with you. And if you're interested in that program, the link is in my bio, and you can fill out the application. And then after you fill out the application, then it gives you the option to book a call with me, and we can go from there.
Someone asks, do you feel like the market's saturated in Tampa?
Nope.
And then in the community, is it self-paced or are there classes scheduled?
It's self-paced, and then we have weekly calls.
Almost to the end of this. Okay. Would you rent a trailer to start an ILF?
If it's at least 3 bedrooms, you mean like a mobile home, I think you can do it. Yeah, I've never done it, but I know of other people who have. I wouldn't do a 2-bedroom though.
If I sublease, will I be responsible for the rent until the beds are full?
Correct. Yep. Which is why we emphasize on focusing on your marketing first before going out and securing a property.
And in your shortest way, can you give examples of what's in the Done With You program? Or the link is in the bio. I think it tells you too.
Yeah, the link in the bio explains it, but I could walk through it quickly. So if you're on phase 0, you have to go through the complete process of getting the home up and running. So the accelerator program is built out to work with you. There's some stuff you have to do, some stuff we do. So like your LLC setup, you handle that, right? We're going to guide you on best practices, NAICS code to use, etc. Next phase is the marketing front end work. We're going to develop your website for you and create a flyer. And then I'm going to be adding into, haven't done this yet, haven't built it out, and I'll be sharing it with the community also. We've been testing out different ways to leverage SEO. That way, if someone searches in your city, like affordable housing in Tampa or shelters in Tampa, your website pops up at the top. So we'll be adding that in as well as we're creating your website. The next phase is building a list of organizations in your area. So we're gonna go through, do a bulk list and a manual list of the top organizations in your area that we think would have a good match of like referring clients over to you. All that's going to be stored in a Google Drive folder. After we have that list and your website is complete, then we start our marketing outreach. So both emailing and calling on these organizations with the goal to get an introductory meeting set up. An introductory meeting is usually going to be hosted on Google Meet or Zoom. Sometimes we do Teams, but I'm not a fan of Microsoft Teams, to be honest. So Google Meet or Zoom. First couple calls, you get me on the calls with you and the organization. You get me a part of your team as a real estate acquisitions team member. I'm in there with you on the call. I pitch them on why they should work with us, not you, with us. And you get to hear how I handle objections and things of that nature. And then for the back half of the calls, I'm still on the calls with you, but you're the one leading them. I'm just there in case, you know, a random question comes up. You know, I do my best to help people prepare for calls, tell you the top questions organizations will ask and things of that nature. But sometimes the question comes out of left field. And I think it's good for people to get the experience. When the people in the program, sometimes they say that one of the best parts is just having me on the call so they can kind of hear how I set up the calls, run the calls, hype people up, hype up the case managers on the call so that they, you know, feel like partnering with you and things of that nature. After we have about 3 to 5 solid referral partners that have said they'd be interested in coming out for a tour and have people that they would be able to send your way. We're going to help you with the landlord property search. So we'll identify good properties in your area. We'll do a bunch of outreach to them and get you scheduled with some tours to go look at the properties, identify one's a good fit. Once the property's done, we'll guide you on furnishing the home. Then we got to invite all those case managers out for a tour so they can see the home and feel confident before they start referring clients over. After that is done, then they start referring clients over. And we're going to continue with follow-up email campaigns, guiding you through posting on, you know, Facebook, bus stop signs, etc., until your home is full. It's not one of those programs to where it's like, all right, well, 60 days is up. We did our best. Good luck. Unless your home is full, our job's not done, and we're going to keep working with you until your job is done. Transparently, I cannot fulfill on that offer for multiple people on my own. So I also spent the last 1.5 years, again, systems, saving yourself time, energy, and money, building out a team. I've gone through multiple team members, well, not multiple, but a few team members, like trying to get the right team in place to where, you know, everyone now kind of has their role, and we're running like a well-oiled machine. So yeah, that's the program in a nutshell. Hope that helped to whoever asked that question.
Yeah, I'm sorry guys. We're gonna slowly move from the TikTok questions and finish off with these YouTube questions. We're probably gonna wrap it up.
All right, let's do it.
Someone's asking about a good insurance company for the ILS.
I don't have one off the top of my head, but if you are in Florida and you're in the community, message me and I have an insurance broker in Florida who can help you out.
Do you know Next Insurance? Someone just suggested.
Yeah, that's not my area of expertise.
Okay, and then
Excuse me.
Hi Terence, this is from Jay and Banco. Do you recommend using a realtor to help find rental homes, or do you find them on your own?
I find them on my own, and then with my team. You can use a realtor, but sometimes I don't know. Sometimes they want a fee for that. So just be careful on the fee side of things, and they may not give it as much, bless you. They may not give it as much attention as some of their other clients because they're not going to make as big as a commission on it.
And then thanks, Terence, for sharing this great info. Do you have live-in house managers and operation managers? Your thoughts on having a group home and an HOA?
Yeah, house managers, or I call them house supervisors, are live-in. And then for the HOA side of things, I usually recommend avoiding them. But if your HOA is okay with, you know,
different shared housing options, like, you have like some Airbnbs in the neighborhood, you've seen other shared housings there, et cetera, then go for it. The main thing you want to make sure that you do your best is that you're near public transportation and other maybe like shopping areas and things of that nature as well. But I do usually recommend people, if they can, to avoid HOAs and gated communities.
I think we're done.
Hit the bottom.
We've hit everything what we're gonna do tonight.
Let's go. 2026, guys, is your guys' this is our year. I'm including myself and Alyssa in this. 2026 is our year. I encourage you guys not to get discouraged by other things that people may say once you have your goals in mind. Also, remember that not everyone saw the vision that God put in your head. God put it in there for you. They didn't see it. Your job is to go out and create it, and then that's going to allow them to see it. So if someone else is confused, they don't understand, and they're asking more hurtful questions and disguising it as trying to make sure that you're prepared, they didn't see your same vision. So still move forward with the goals that you have. But no, really appreciate you guys tuning in. I think this been really good. I hope it was helpful for you all. The live recording for this is going to be on my YouTube channel. At name is the same. It's I am Terence Garcia. And please leave a comment underneath. Let me know if you liked it. Post a comment underneath on other video topics you would want us to come on here and discuss. And last but not least, actually, before I do that, if you want to work with me, check out the link in the description on the different ways that we could work together. I would love to be a part of the process of you getting your home up and running, whether that's through the community or in the accelerator program. If you are like on the fence and you don't know which one's a good fit, DM me on Instagram at I am Terence Garcia. Say, hey, I was on the live or I watched the live. I want to book a call with you. And then we could hop on like a 15-20 minute call and help you make the best decision. Go through all the pricing and stuff though. Don't hop on the call and then, we talk and you'd be like, well, I don't have the funds right now to sign up for either. That's not the purpose of the call. Okay. If you have the funds and you don't know which one's a better fit for you, let's hop on it and we could talk about it. And last but not least, shout out to Alyssa. Let's get a 1 in the chat for Alyssa, our chat monitor, who went through all your guys' lovely questions. Thank you. Appreciate your help and support. All right, everybody. Have a blessed rest of your guys' night. God bless, and we will see you guys next time. Oh, wait. Alyssa said what?
I was ordering. Did you tell them what we're going to be on? Because a lot of people, I think, are rushing their questions because
when are we going to be on live?
What's tomorrow? Tomorrow, I think.
We'll be back on live tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern time. 6 p.m. Eastern time. Alyssa, you guys know if Alyssa just had me pause and share that, we're going to be here.
They know
Alyssa is the one. She's already started ordering dinner. So 6 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. See you guys tomorrow. Have a blessed rest of your night. Thank you for the ones I see them. See you guys.
Bye.